Good afternoon and welcome to Melissa, Texas. It is Saturday afternoon football. Your Melissa Cardinals and the Princeton Panthers here on the Melissa Cardinals Network in the resumption of a game that was started and stopped and started and stopped last night on Friday night. You see the scoreboard. There's 9 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter of a scoreless game. When we resume play here in about 15 minutes, the Princeton Panthers will have the football. The Cardinals received the opening kickoff last night, like many hours ago.
Yes.
Had to punt the football. The Princeton Panthers will be on offense. My name is Trey Graham. Welcome. This is Coach Kenny Deal. There's Ross Graham. It is an honor to have you with us. John Graham is behind us. We are here at Cardinal Stadium for Saturday afternoon football, which is something we don't do very often.
No, sir, Trey. You know, we've been doing this for a lot of years, so it's just been a blessing that we haven't had to do this. And so we have been fortunate over the years to basically have good weather on Friday nights here in Melissa. So this is the first time we've ever had to postpone a game and make it up the next day.
We carried on a broadcast for over an hour yesterday, and we got 2 minutes of football in.
Correct.
And so there were lots of stories told, so I'm sure we'll get to those stories again. We've had lightning delays over the years, but as you say, we've never had to come back the next day for a game, which we're happy to do so. And so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saturday afternoon football here in Melissa, Texas. The Melissa Cardinals and the Princeton Panthers. Cardinals are 6-2 overall on a 6-game winning streak. The Princeton Panthers are 1-7 overall. And as opposed to last night when it was cold and rainy, here it's, what would you call that, mild?
Football weather, 60 degrees.
60 degrees, mild, a little bit of wind, very little chance of rain. Wind is out of the north slightly.
See the Melissa flags flying.
And the forecast is for a slight chance of rain, but hopefully, prayerfully, no lightning. The game was delayed 3 times last night. On the third delay, it was a decision by both coaches because, as with everything, all parties have to agree. It was a decision not to try to restart the 4th time. And so between the two teams and the officials, there was an agreement made to resume activity tonight, or this afternoon as the case may be. 1 p.m. is a resumption of play. And you may be asking, why not 7:30 when you should be playing football? And the answer is homecoming dance.
Homecoming dance,
That's why we're playing afternoon football, so that all the people who have to get all fancied up for the dance tonight have time to get fancied up for the dance tonight.
Sure, and let's just talk about just healing time too, Trey. I think the earlier you play, the better off you are. So correct me if I'm wrong here. So then we're going to play on Thursday.
No, sir.
Did that get
Breaking
moved?
news.
All right.
The game next week that was originally scheduled for Thursday evening at Lovejoy is now a Friday evening affair.
Good, because that would be like playing this would be like playing on Wednesday.
Correct.
On a normal schedule.
Correct.
So that's that good. That needed to happen.
And as with what we just mentioned about postponing this game, it has to be a joint agreement by both coaches. But yes, we will get into that further as we get to the end of this game and look ahead to next week's game, which will be the regular season finale. But it is going to be a Friday evening affair.
Good. In
Lovejoy next week.
I think Coach Nally has a good working relationship with Lovejoy's coach, so that's how it should have been. Just like we could have played Thursday night. If both parties would have agreed.
Well, we could have played this 2 days ago. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A lot of games in our area were moved up to Thursday kickoff to avoid last night's weather issue, but these two schools could not agree upon that because both schools have to say yes, and one school said no. So that's why we're here on Saturday afternoon. Now, don't fear, Coach. The Black Knights are off today.
Okay.
Army has a bye week, and so we're not interfering with Army football right now.
So you're relaxed then.
I'm okay. And I do have to work tomorrow, but that's a different story. The Black Knights are off today. Next Saturday, the Army Black Knights against the Air Force Falcons.
All right, that'll be a big week for you.
Big game next week, Air Force Week. And that's always the first weekend of November, so you can put it on your calendar for next year. But the Black Knights are off today. There's a lot of college football going on. We've got Ohio State and Penn State game we're watching here in the booth. So we'll be talking high school football, college football. We'll get into the NFL. The Cowboys are in action tomorrow, had a win a week ago. And the Dak Prescott Cowboys are trying to be as good as the Cooper Rush Cowboys. Lots of college football to talk about. World Series, game 1 last night. We did a little discussion of that. The Texas Rangers, in case you're not following, are not in the World Series, but we hold out hope for the future.
You always have to have
It's kind of like the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl. You got to hold out hope.
You got to have hope. But
you're not really expectant. You're just hopeful.
Yes. Rangers have been there before the Cowboys have.
Well, I was about to ask you, Coach, who's going to be there first? Rangers in the World Series or Cowboys in the Super Bowl? What's the next thing we will see? Or, okay, Ross Graham wants to know, Mavericks in the NBA Finals.
I'd say Mavs.
I think that's an easy one.
The Mavs.
Yes.
But then I would put the Rangers above the Cowboys.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to say, Ross, you in agreement with that? Mavs in the NBA Finals first. We'll see that soonest. Thank you, Luka Doncic. And between who will we see next, the Rangers in the World Series or Cowboys in the Super Bowl? Coach, you're going with Rangers.
I'm going with Rangers.
Ross? No, you're going Cowboys.
Yep,
okay.
That's cool. And I'm saying that. And the Rangers have been horrible, absolutely horrible, but that's how much faith I have in Jerry and getting the Cowboys back.
So this is more
of
a anti-Jerry comment.
Could be, yes,
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. He was very nice to us when we did that game at his stadium. It's been 11 years ago, but when the Melissa Cardinals won a state championship game back in 2011, we broadcast that game, victory over Hempstead. Melissa's one and only state championship. We played there and got to broadcast from Jerry World. They were very nice to us.
That was an awesome experience, and that was actually the first starting of the games being hosted there.
When the UIL figured it out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
There's Coach Rosh right down there and all kinds of coaches milling around. By the way, in case you would like a update on what's been happening today, that has been happening. We've been here for several hours. There's been a lot of loitering going on by players and coaches because it's weird. Nobody wants to be here at this exact moment, except it's better than not playing the game.
Right.
But nobody wants to be here because we wish last night didn't happen. So we've been here for several hours, and there's been a lot of loitering all over the place. And we're going to get our folks in the cameras to look to the north end zone here in just a moment to get a shot of the 2 inflatable tunnels, Coach, because I think the Cardinals have a chance tonight. Ross has already made his vote, in case you're wondering. But we have the inflatable tunnel contest, and the Cardinals are they possess a losing record this year.
We do. We're actually 0 for.
0 for this year in inflatable tunnels.
Yes.
So when we get the camera shot over there on the inflatable tunnels, there's the Melissa Cardinals one. And you're familiar with that if you're a Cardinals fan, the Big M. Now, Coach Steele calls this a 2A run-through tunnel.
It is.
But if you pan just to the right over there toward the east, you'll get over there. There's the Princeton Panthers tunnel. And who wins today, Coach?
Melissa.
Melissa wins?
Melissa.
Is that
Melissa.
because you're anti-Princeton?
I am anti-Princeton,
Yeah.
but no, we win because we have an M in front of ours.
Okay.
And they just
All right.
have one piece.
Okay.
We have 2 pieces.
So the film don't lie.
The film don't lie.
Okay. All right. So congratulations to the Melissa Cardinals. They get a victory today in the inflatable tunnel contest, which.
Hey, and let me step back to that rash comment that
Yeah.
was just made that you set me up on being anti-Princeton. They earned it.
Okay.
They earned it.
Scoreboard don't lie either, huh?
No.
Okay.
No, they earned it.
All right. So congratulations to the Melissa Cardinals for being victorious for the first time this year as Coach Matt Nally walks onto the field right there for the inflatable tunnel contest. The Cardinals, as you have said on the air, they need to up their game over the next couple seasons. We're now a 5A club. We're not a 2A club anymore. So
conversations are being had. Sir.
Are they?
They're being.
All right.
They're
So
taking
Paul
place.
Anderson's not here in the booth yet. I believe it's because the cookies are still on the way. But when the cookies get here and Paul Anderson gets here, maybe we can get a inflatable tunnel update from the Booster Club. There's 9 minutes and 39 seconds on the first quarter clock. That's where the game was halted finally last night. You saw a moment ago the Princeton Panthers came through their second place tunnel and entered the visitor sideline over there. Maroon helmets, maroon pants, white jerseys. And you see Trevor Ham right there throwing the football. Cardinals in the black over black with the red numerals, and there they are about to come out of the tunnel. There's Jason Cave leading the way, and Aiden Pintor, the kicker. Number 90 comes out carrying the Fred Lewis flag. So we have a nice crowd here in Cardinal Stadium. It's not a full house, but it's a nice crowd, and the Cardinal fans are making their way in as the team has made their way onto the field. There will not be a kickoff. We're just going to resume play with the Princeton Panthers having the football. 9:39 remaining in the first quarter. It's a scoreless game. Coach, we mentioned nobody wanted to be here today, but we're happy to be here now.
Happy.
There is a few things that are good news about today. We mentioned that Melissa football is not competing with Army football. That's good news. Also, being the bracketologist, we got to get all the final scores from last night put into our calculations. So we'll get to that. There's been some development.
Okay, good.
In the bracketology world. So let's resume play. 2nd down and 12. The Princeton Panthers have the football at their own 14-yard line. Our referee is Paul Wood out of the Dallas chapter, and it's time to play football on Saturday afternoon. The snap is back, rolling left, throwing the football over the head of his intended receiver. That was Braden Ratliff on the throw. Incomplete pass. Immediately, it's 3rd down and 12, and the down marker needs to change over there. And
Paxton Cox was on the coverage.
we're going to have a flag, so we'll stay at the spot because the Cardinals will decline the football, so it is going to be 3rd down and 12. Penalty against the Panthers. Coach Nally chooses to decline, so Cardinals defense gets a chance to get a stop here and get the ball back for the first time today and the second time in this game, as weird as that is. Snap is back, and Ratliff looks to his left, throws it over the head of his intended receiver, and that was Packard on the coverage. And the intended receiver was C.J. Bruce, and it's going to be punt time for the Princeton Panthers. So both teams have had the ball once in this game. Cardinals once last night, and the Panthers once today, and both teams will end their first drives in a punt. So Cardinals offense will be back out on the field in just a moment. Here's the punt game. There's referee Paul Wood in the white hat right there.
Cardinals should end up with great field position here.
Jacob Fields right there, back as the punt returner. It's a
Very
snap
dangerous
back.
punt
And
return.
the punt was nearly blocked. It's going to be a very short punt and even get a Cardinal bounce. And the Panthers are going to down it just near their 30-yard line. And the Cardinals offense will come out here with great field position to start this side of the game. We gave you the starting lineups for your Cardinals last night, but we'll give it to you now. Trevor Ham, junior quarterback number 6, leads the offense. Connor Betts gets his first start tonight at running back, junior number 30. You'll see several tight ends. Gunnar Wilson is in the game right now. You'll see Carson Maynard, Javon Smith, and Jacob Casano at receiver. First down from the 33. Betts takes the handoff on the first play of today. He'll pick up 2 yards. Offensive lineman, left tackle Trevor Gooseby, left guard Brandon Ward, center is Luke Damel, right guard Owen Hollenbeck, right tackle Jake Brown. Here comes 2nd down. They only gave him 1. 2nd and 9. Fake it to Betts. Ham throws it left. It's caught by Maynard. He makes a man miss, and he's going to have a first down.
Just couldn't quite tightrope the sideline. Lost a little bit of balance there, but great job breaking that tackle. Good timing there with Maynard.
First down from the 17. Fake the handoff to Betts. Ham looks to his right, throws it into the middle of the field, and it's almost intercepted. That was intended for Casano, and R.J. Fannin had the coverage. 2nd down and 10.
Ball just didn't really come out quick enough on that route. Lucky that wasn't an interception.
Back to the line of scrimmage. Here comes the Cardinals. And on 2nd down, they're going to give it to Betts. He makes 1 cut in the hole. He'll push it to the 12-yard line. 3rd down, 6 coming up.
Yeah, good patience there by Betts. Little side cut in the hole to pick up that additional yardage.
Here's 3rd down. Cardinals in field goal range. Looking for 6 points. Ham throws it to the left corner of the end zone over the head of the intended receiver, Maynard. He's made some circus catches this season. Couldn't bring that one in. 4th down, and Coach Nally does not send out the kicker. 4th and 6, Cardinals from the 12-yard line. No score. 8:27 to go first quarter. Ham, straight drop, has time, steps up, and he's going to lose the football.
That's a lot.
And they're going to call an incomplete pass. Referee Paul Wood waves his arms. Incomplete pass, ball goes over on downs. So 2 drives by Melissa in this game, 1 drive by Princeton, no points.
Yeah, that's kind of unexpected there. He did have Gunnar Wilson open early in that route that would have got him the first down. Trevor, I think, was looking to the end zone, just held the ball just a little bit too long, where his protection broke down and ended up being sacked.
1st and 10, Panthers at their 12, ball on the right hash. Ratliff, the quarterback, is going to hand the ball off going left, and he'll pick up a very short gain as Jason Cave was there.
It's going to be offsides on the Cardinals.
Dalton Whitwer was there as well, but we do have a yellow hanky, and referee Wood does say offsides defense. There's Paul Anderson. He arrives before the cookies do, and we will consult with Mr. Anderson later on.
Okay.
We have some business to attend to, don't we?
Yes, sir.
1st down and 5 after the defensive offside penalty. Ratliff in the shotgun, has 2 receivers left. He's going to hand the ball, and going nowhere. That carry by Bruce Dade. And Jackson Ford in on that tackle. It'll be 3rd down. Mr. Anderson, Coach Deal would like an inflatable tunnel renovation update later on, just to give you a heads up, okay? All right. 2nd down after the penalty. That was 1st and 5. Here comes a 2nd and 5. And Panthers have the football on the right hash. There's a snap. There is a flag, and the play is going to be blown dead. Penn State and Ohio State playing today, 14-13. Nittany Lions just started the second half over there. Number 2 team in the nation, the Ohio State University.
Offsides on the Cardinals. Going to give them a 1st down with 2 pre-snap penalties here.
Here's the jump right there. Made contact, and that's what gave the Panthers a 1st down. So 1st down and 10, Princeton at their own 22-yard line. Ratliff again drops the snap, has to fall down, and he's going to lose yardage on a mishandled snap. So they give away 5 yards. Clock rolling, about to hit the 7-minute mark. First quarter, no score. Cardinals are decided favorites today. Melissa has clinched a playoff spot. The Panthers have clinched not to make the playoffs this year. 2nd and 15. And there's a snap. Ratliff looks to his left, throws a ground ball. It was a crossing route intended for Layden McKinney. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Just feels weird today, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes. And, they had 2 receivers out in that route, and Melissa had 6 DBs right there surrounding him, plus the linebackers in coverage. So
just the environment.
It is. It's just we're just not used to it. It's just something different. You're not used to playing at 1 o'clock, much less on a Saturday.
Here comes Ratliff throwing it into one-on-one coverage, and incomplete pass. Packard on the DB there, and Deontay Nobles was the intended receiver, and we're going to get another punt by the Princeton Panthers. And
if you look out there, Trey, there's no cheerleaders, and then there's no band, so the noise level is different, and it's just a little bit different environment.
We welcome you to our booth, and now we're back on the field for a punt by the Panthers. And they dropped that punt snap, and their punter's going to try to make an athletic play, and he's going to run into Dalton DeBabney. He says no mas.
Good play there, heads-up play by the freshman. But denied that 1st down.
Cardinals are going to get great field position again. They weren't able to convert last time. There's number 16, the freshman, making a great tackle on the punter, Chris Walker, and generally you'll take punter versus DB anytime. Our email address is mcnr@melissaisd.org. Love to hear from you. mcnr@melissaisd.org. They fake the handoff to Bishop Curry this time. Trevor Ham has a positive gain, and he will slide down after +8. It's going to be second and short. Cardinals quickly to the line of scrimmage. We approach the halfway mark of the 12 minutes of the first quarter. And Ham fakes it to Curry, throws it out to the right. Completed pass is going to be first and goal. And that's Cusano on the catch. They'll spot him at the 3.5.
See if this doesn't come back.
An eligible man downfield, penalty flag against the Cardinals. It will indeed come back. I mentioned the email address, mcnr@melissaisd.org. We do have confirmation the cookies are on the way.
Okay.
Just for all of you who were worried if Kenny and Paul were going to get cookies, they're on the way. Second down 9 after the penalty. And there is a quarterback keeper by Trevor Ham, and he's going to slice his way forward. And it'll be third down and 2.
Just another different thing on Saturday, Trey. That's the first time we've ever gotten a cookie update that they're on the way as well.
That's true.
The play looked kind of, there was no flags then, but it looked like that was kind of a rough start there too on that play, but no flags came out. We have a Princeton player down. Cardinals must get really, I feel like, 7 points on the board here, and just to bring some normalcy to this game.
This is the end of the play where the young man from Princeton was shaken up. And so the medical staff there for the Princeton Panthers is out there. There's referee Paul Wood in the white hat. Our umpire is Josh Murphy. The headline judge is Pat Dallas. Line judge David Robbs. Back judge Todd Cathcart. Field judge Chad Burnett. The side judge is Gary Nichols, our officials out of the Dallas chapter. While we have a break in the action, I mentioned that because we're playing on Saturday, which we might have mentioned already, lots of games happened last night. There were a few other games that were postponed due to weather. Many games were moved to Thursday, as we said. But the Friday night action and the Thursday night action, we have all the final scores, which allow us to update the brackets. In our district, as we see a replay now of what caused the young man to be shaken up, he got a little, what you call, unintended consequences there. Trevor's helmet and his leg. But we can update you on the brackets here in just a minute after we resume play. 3rd and 2, Cardinals from the 12.5-yard line. We'll see if this is 4-down territory. 2 receivers right. Trevor Ham, junior number 6, will hand the ball off to Betts. He's going to have the first down. It's going to be first and goal.
Jake Brown opened up a huge hole for Connor if he just went to his right. He took it inside. If he'd have went outside, that would have been a touchdown.
Trevor Ham has thrown coming into the game for 1,943 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And there is touchdown number 26 on the season. Throws it to a wide open Gunnar Wilson. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Yeah, just wide open. That was kind of the same route he had for the first down on the previous drive. He hit Gunnar coming right out of his break, and that was an easy score.
Here's the swinging gate play. Now they will set up for Aiden Pintor to kick the PAT. Maynard to hold with 5:28 remaining in the first quarter. Cardinals lead 6-0. There's the snap, and Pintor's kick is up and good. Cardinals lead 7-0. And we can confirm that the 4 teams out of our district who will make the playoffs, we know those teams now. Here's the touchdown throw. Ham rolls to his right. Gunnar Wilson easy turns it up right inside the pylon. One more from the end zone camera. Same thing. Easy toss. Touchdown, Cardinals. Before last night's action, Lovejoy and Melissa had already clinched their spots in the playoffs. Crandall and Terrell clinched their spots last night. So we know who the 4 teams out of our district, because 4 teams out of every district make it. There's Coach Matt Nally in the center of the shot. There's Nate Hemsley with the red hat back behind there. So Crandall and Terrell. We don't know the seeding yet, who's going to be 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, but we do know who the 4 teams in our district who will make the playoffs. I think that's probably what everybody predicted before the season even began. Here is the short kick. It'll be taken by the Panthers with a fair catch at the 26, and they'll come out trailing your Cardinals 7-0. Our email address, let us know you're joining us here on Saturday, mcnr@melissaisd.org, mcnr@melissaisd.org. First down and 10 Panthers at their own 27. They'll spot it officially. Ratliff in the shotgun's going to hand the ball going right, and Caleb Otluski is there along with Patusik, and the Panthers will pick up 3. Nigel also there on the tackle.
Caleb did a good job of forcing that ball inside, held the edge, keep that to a small gain.
Second down 7 from the 30. Going to hand the ball again, and that is Micah Finan on the tackle, that is. And it's going to be a carry by Presley Self. 3rd and 6 for the Panthers. 4:40 to go. First quarter, Cardinals lead 7-0.
See if the Cardinals D can't generate some pressure here.
3rd down 6. Cardinals D trying to get a stop here. Ratliff, the quarterback for the Panthers, sets up a screen to his left. It's going to be a completed pass and a couple of nice moves and a first down for Princeton. There's Nigel Smith from the DN spot chasing him down, and that was Mr. Stottenborough.
Stottenborough.
Stoughtenborough. If he had a name on his jersey, it would fill up the whole thing. Mr. Stottenbury on the catch. First down 10, Panthers at the 41. And they'll run the ball with Self again. And he goes nowhere. Our email address, mcnr@melissaisd.org. We got lots of fans tuning in and telling us where they are. Some of them nearby, some of them far away. We'll get to those in just a moment. Here comes second down, just under 10, about 9.5. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Ratliff looks left, throws left, completes the pass left for a short gain. And he'll take it out to the 46. Packard there, Jason Cave as well. 3rd down.
Cardinals defensive backs were there quickly. Still haven't seen that the dominant pass rush here in the first quarter yet.
Cardinal fans cheering, but they're seated. It's a leisurely cheer going on right now. 3rd down and 5. Ratliff looks to his left, throws to his left, incomplete pass. Intended for Stoutenborough. Incomplete. 4th down, Panthers send out the punt unit. 2:49 on the first quarter clock. Black Knights are not in action today, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fear. You're not missing the historic Mikey Stadium action today. Jacob Fields back to return the punt. Chris Walker, the punter for the Panthers. There's the snap. And a good kick this time. And Cardinals will start inside their own 20. They'll spot it. Well, they'll spot it actually at the 22-yard line. We welcome you back to the booth. This is Trey Graham, Coach Kenny Deal. There's Ross Graham. And there's a whole lot more people in the booth next to us today than there were yesterday, Coach. My guess, maybe you can confirm, is that all the Lovejoy folks who come to join us today?
Yes, sir. That would be correct.
That's what I would have guessed.
That would be correct.
Lovejoy played their game last night. They're here to watch your Cardinals play before next week's action. First down at the 22-yard line. They'll hand the ball. And there goes Bishop Curry. He's going to show some speed, and he'll get dragged down from behind. But a great run by junior number 32, Bishop Curry. They'll spot him at the 39 of the Panthers. Big gain there. Betts will check in. Ham will throw it out to the right. It's caught by Lincoln Dunn, who's been dealing with some injuries. Good to see him in action.
Absolutely good to see Lincoln back.
First down at the 26. Stop the clock, 2:24 in the game. There's Jackson Ford at the wing back. Fake it to Betts and stop the play due to a false start penalty against the Cardinals.
Yeah, we last saw Lincoln taking it 95 yards to the house against Mesquite Poteet. I believe it was the last time he was in action.
Coach Barry Russell joins us from Midland. Had a good chat with Coach Jason Russell earlier today when I told you all the loitering was going on. First and 15 out to the right. There's Lincoln Dunn again for a short gain. Coach Barry Russell has decided to root for all the folks today. Go Cardinals, let's go Astros. He's rooting for the Longhorns, and he says go Army. He's trying to make everybody happy today. Second down and 9, and they'll hand the ball to Betts, and he gets stuck pretty good there by Deontay Nobles after a gain to the 19-yard.
Took a good shot to the ribs there. Tried to lower his shoulder, but didn't get quite low enough.
Third down 3. Fake it to Betts. Ham's going to keep it. He's going to have a first down. Cuts it up inside the 10-yard line down near the 5. First and goal Cardinals.
Great job of getting behind the wall, cutting back behind Hollenbach and Ward there. Jake Brown, number 77.
Here is the scramble by Ham and the tackle there by the Panthers. Here we go, resume play, throw it into a wide open Jackson Ford. So the strategy so far is find a tight end who's wide open and throw it to him.
It's a good strategy.
It's worked twice for the Cardinals. 13-0 is the lead. 1:39 to go in the first quarter, and Mr. Pintor's on for his second PAT of the night. Snap back, kick is up and good. Cardinals lead 14-0. We'll get to a few emails. Again, the address mcnr@melissaisd.org. Charles Dwight checks in from Hawkins, Texas, says go Cardinals. Leslie Reddick Farrell, Michael Farrell down in Victoria, Texas. Our constant fans, they say go Cardinals and go Army. We're going to take a quick break and we'll resume the action right after this. As we have the Cardinals kicking off after their second touchdown of the night, the Panthers will take over. And they are trailing your Cardinals 14-0. We'll get to more emails in a moment. mcnr@melissaisd.org on Saturday afternoon football. They'll spot it at the 25, and the Panthers will take over. Braden Ratliff runs the show for the Panthers and head coach Urban Chandler. 2 receivers left, and Coach Chandler has to call timeout because apparently they're missing an offensive lineman or a tight end, but Ratliff is asking where his other guy is. So referee Paul Wood says timeout Panthers, which lets us give you the starting D from yesterday. And we'll give it again to you today. Nate Hemsley of the Cardinals defense, the coordinator, sends out Nigel Smith, Connor Vidmar, and Lance Riley up front in the 3-4. Caleb Otlewski, Jason Cave, Dalton Whitwer, Alex Secreto are the linebackers. Clark Packard, Paxton Cox, Jacob Fields, and Jake Patusek are the starting DBs. Linebacker Alex Secreto was our defensive player of the game last week in the win over Greenville. After the Princeton timeout, 1st and 10, Panthers at their own 25-yard line. Snap to Ratliff, takes the handoff, throws it left, and it's going to be a catch and a short gain And there is Jacob Fields. Coach speak here. Filling the alley
Yes, sir.
from the safety
Yeah,
spot.
and just
There's Jake coming in right there, timing it perfectly and taking down Layden McKinney of the Panthers. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. There's Secreto, number 44, showing blitz, and then he's going to be right there on the tackle. Nice read there by Secreto. 3rd down coming up. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Cardinals lead 14-0. Melissa's 6-2 on the year. Panthers 1-7. It is homecoming night, and we have an homecoming update for you here in a moment. 3rd and 6, Panthers. From their 29, Ratcliffe throws it left. Wide open receiver caught for a first down. And that is
that Stoutenburg.
Stoutenborough. Yep.
Blown coverage there. He was wide open.
Yes, he was. Lots of Cardinals not in the area. Panthers have a first down at their 44. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Hand the ball going left. This is Bryce Dade on the carry. And Whitwer, Cave, Secreto. It was a linebacker convention over there.
Dalton Whitwer made a good play there in the open field.
2nd and 7. Panthers do not have to run another play. Let's see if they do. And they will not. So the first quarter has expired. Doing the quick math here, about 18 hours after it started, the first quarter clock has expired.
18 hours and 22 minutes.
Yes, sir. After 1 quarter of play, your Cardinals lead 14-0. We will be right back on the Melissa Cardinals Network.
The way Sewell treats me is, I feel important. I feel like I'm in first-class service each and every time I come to Sewell. I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac or SewellCadillac.com.
In the end, it's not the politician that builds this country. It's the entrepreneur, carrying the world's largest economy on their shoulders, putting Americans back to work. Really, they're the only ones who ever could. We've always been the entrepreneur's bank for the century behind and the century ahead. Vista Bank. Entrepreneur.
As we resume play here at the beginning of the second quarter, the Panthers will run the football. And it will bring up 3rd down.
Jason Cave,
We
good job
are
getting his
just
hand
underway, second quarter. Cardinals leading 14-0. 3rd and 7. Panthers at their own 47-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Ratcliffe takes the snap, rolls to his right, and is going to be taken down by Mr. Nigel Smith.
Yeah, Nigel was right there to smother him up. He's going to force a punt.
4th down and 12. Punt time again for the Panthers. This time punting into the wind as the Panthers are now defending the south end zone. And the Cardinals send Jacob Fields back. He's back there a lot. He just doesn't get to touch it a lot.
That's smart on the opponent to keep it away from him.
Short drop by the punter. This one, Mr. Fields is going to fair catch. So he gets to touch it but not return it at the 27-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, the cookies have arrived. Paul Anderson, there shows it right there, Coach. You're on camera. There's the cookies.
Yes, we have M&Ms. We have classic chocolate chip and chocolate chip with pecans.
That's for you,
And
right?
That's
your
the
special
pecans.
order?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
you're
sir.
going to give them up there to
Thank you, Miss
the boys
Brenda
in the
Graham.
back first? Okay.
It does. We're getting closer to normalcy, Paul.
Okay, Paul Anderson, you're going to be shy back there, aren't you? Yeah, okay. 1st and 10, Cardinals They throw it out to the right side. Carson Maynard with a catch, makes a man fall down, and he's going to have a positive gain and a first down.
Yes, sir. That one move got him an extra additional close to 12 yards there after the catch and that move.
First down, Cardinals at their own 47-yard line. Early second quarter, Cardinals lead 14-0. Ham is going to give it to Packard, his first carry of the night. We've seen 3 running backs so far, and he'll take it across the midfield stripe to the 49. One running back you will not see in action tonight is the usual starter, Nate Adejokin. He's down there on the sideline in the sweatpants, taking the night off. Throwing it out to the right side, caught by Maynard again, and a flag is thrown. He has enough for a first down. We'll see what the flag is.
Ham's pass complete to Carson Maynard. Nice pick up. Also a flag. Injury timeout.
Let's see if we can see the replay of this last play.
Do we have a signal yet?
Not yet.
All right, clock stopped, 10:04 to go, second quarter. Referee Paul Wood having a chat. There's Matt Nally getting an update as well. There's the theme of the day, Coach. A lot of loitering. Had a bit of an injury timeout as well, is one reason it's taking a long time to settle this out. Referee Wood says offensive pass interference, which what that would have meant is Carson was the intended receiver, but one of his fellow receivers put a block on before he caught the ball.
Yes, sir.
That will back the Cardinals up a lot. 15 yards in the negative direction. We'll take it all the way back to the Cardinal 36-yard line. Second and 22. And Ham has it, fakes the handoff, has pressure, steps up, throws it to the right, and there's Maynard again.
Great job by Connor Betts, who hasn't had a lot of playing time this year, but he stepped up and took on the blitzing linebacker that gave Trevor time to get that ball out to Carson.
Gain of 10, 3rd and 12. Ball's on the right hash. He looks to the wide side, throws it to the wide side again to Javon Smith. A great throw and a catch. That's what you call drop it in the bucket, as we use coach speak today. And first down, Cardinals at the 40-yard line.
Picked up that 22-yard first down there in 2 plays.
2 receivers right, 1 left. Ham's going to throw the football left, and Dunn was the intended receiver, but he slipped. Last night you were about to brag on the drainage system. We got cut off by lightning, but would you like to brag on the drainage?
No, I just felt like, if we'd have continued to play that, I mean, it rained all day. There's at least 4 inches of rain, and there was no water puddling at all.
Connor Betts on the carry, and he'll pick up about 3. So at the new Kenneth M. Deal Memorial Stadium, I assume we're going to have good drainage over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's already been installed. Paul Anderson does a good job in this booth, too, of helping us keep this field groomed and in great tip-top shape.
3rd down, 7. Fake it to Betts. Ham has time, throws a post route wide open. Javon Smith, touchdown Cardinals from 37 yards out. Easiest throw and catch. Javon with a touchdown, and he's going to get flagged for a celebration penalty after that touchdown. Cardinals lead 20-0, and Aiden Pintor will come on to PAT, and Javon's going to get a little chat.
Yeah, you got to understand, you can't emulate the guys that play on Sunday here on Friday nights or Saturday afternoons when you're in high school. You did a little ball spin in the end zone, and especially when you're expecting to win by 50, 60 points, the potential to do that, you don't need to really be showing off after you reach the end zone.
Here comes Pintor's 3rd PAT of the night. It is up and good. Cardinals lead 21-0. Remember our email address, mcnr@melissaisd.org. And I told you we have a homecoming update. Chris Tyner says they are watching from the Melissa High School Student Union on the big screen while setting up for the homecoming dance tonight. Go Cardinals. So hello, Mr. Tyner. Here's the touchdown pass. Great throw right there, wide open. Here's Javon into the picture, all alone, and here comes the ball spin. It was an effective ball spin, but that was the reason for the yellow hanky.
You think you might have practiced that before?
I don't think that's the first time he's ever done that, no. So they will mark off 15 yards against the Cardinals, so instead of kicking off from the 40, they will kick off from their own 25-yard line. Aiden Pintor puts the ball on the tee, and Cardinals lead 21-0. We'll get to more emails from all over the country here in just a moment. Cardinals lead 21-0, 9 minutes to go until halftime. And Coach, we are bandless today.
We are, both sides.
A kick taken at the 20-yard line after the penalty. The return by the Panthers is going to give them good field position. That's Jaden Hembrick, the freshman on the return.
Yeah, it's just a different feel in the stadium without the that full game time experience with both bands dueling with each other, cheerleaders having the fans standing up and leading them in cheers, and it's just a different atmosphere here in Cardinal Stadium today. I will say this though, Princeton has a larger crowd today than they did last night. It's just about doubled in size,
and it's still a tenth of the Cardinals. First and 10 from the 45. Panthers trail by 3 touchdowns. They're going to run the football and pick up 5 yards on the carry.
Cave on the stop.
Presley Self on the carry. Jim and Christy Gump check in. Take 2, they say, to cheer on the Cardinals. And they say that Dalton Whitworth's grandparents from Arkansas were in the stands last night, and they're back today. So welcome, the Whitworth family. Throwing it out to the right side. Short, incomplete pass intended for Mr. Stoutenborough.
I would put out an announcement, Trey, that anybody, in driving distance.
Good seats are
in
still
this area,
available.
Good seats are still available, and the gates are open, unlocked, and unattended. So just come on out. And
free admission for Saturday football.
Grab you some free admission.
3rd and 5, that's true. If you're down the street, come on over and see us. And you're going to run the ball left are the Panthers, and they're going to be just short of the stick. Self again on the carry. But if you're sitting home on the couch, why would you leave when you got the Melissa Cardinals Network and Game On Sports? Probably got, pizza man on the way.
Big to see if the Cardinals here can stiffen up here and deny them a first down.
4th and 1, and Self's going to run the football again and get stopped. And just like Coach Field said, 4th down conversion fails. Melissa's offense comes back out on the field.
Finding on the stop. Junior denied him the first down, stood him up.
Coach Russell Sr., I know you're rooting for the Astros. Who's going to win this World Series? Give us a little baseball update, Coach Russell Sr. There's the stop on 4th down. We should maybe mention that Coach Russell Sr. is a member of the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame.
High school.
So he is
coaching
qualified
legend
to give us a World Series report. He's rooting for the Astros, but remember, Bryce Harper. 1st and 10, Cardinals from their own 46, up by 3 touchdowns. They're going to fake the ball to Bishop Curry, the quarterback. Ham's going to keep it, and he'll pick up 3 right near the midfield stripe as we're under 8 minutes to go, first half. Cardinals, the big favorite, up 21-0, and we got a big shot visitor who's come in, Coach. 2nd down, hand the ball off, and Curry will have a first down.
Good vision by Bishop. Finding the hole on the outside. Accelerated through, pick up the first down.
Coach, I cannot confirm or deny that Dr. Debbie has come since the cookies arrived, but not prior.
Should be a touchdown here.
Throw it right to Javon Smith, and he's going to throw it into traffic, and it gets tipped away at the last second incomplete pass. Javon had a step, couldn't quite get the ball to him. But it is a fact that Dr. Debbie came after the cookies came.
That is true.
Whether those two are related, I don't know. That was the ball that was just underthrown. That was DeMarcus McCoy right there on the coverage.
Good film
incomplete.
work. Good camera work, guys.
Throwing out to the right side, and that is caught by Maynard for a first down. I also cannot confirm if Kenny and Paul will share said cookies with Dr. Debbie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he did come up about a yard short, Trey, on that. There is a flag down. Going to be face mask. Going to give the Cardinals the first down. But big, just that small little move of Carson making that first guy miss him and breaking that tackle, picked up that extra yardage, and then that forced the face mask, which will pick up another 15 yards. So you're looking at about just 21 yards by being able to make that first man miss.
Referee Paul Wood does indeed say personal foul face mask, and the umpire is Josh Murphy. He's walking it in the southerly direction. First down, Cardinals at the 19 of the Panthers, leading already by 21 points. Maynard there, split right, and fake it to Curry. Ham steps up, and he's going to throw it late into the corner. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Nice scramble drill, and Lincoln Dunn with the catch.
Yeah, welcome back, Lincoln. Oh, that was actually Jacob Casano, number 13. And
no, sir, that is indeed done. So
I've got, it's fine. I've got both grams in my ears, so sorry about that, guys.
Most of the time, the other one is right, but in this case, I got the one right. So your odds are better to listen to him than to me.
I always go with the younger eyes.
Well, he's the smarter one too. All right, 27-0. Pentor makes it 28-0. Cardinals with a lead. Touchdown again. Scramble drill. Good play. 28-0. Cardinals with the lead.
Cardinals now are really taking charge of this game. It took them at the third possession to put points on the board, but they have scored every possession since then, 4 straight. It's kind of what you thought when the game started.
That touchdown catch that did actually go to Lincoln Dunn is very good news for Torrey Whitmire. His grandparents are watching from Santa Clarita, California. So the Dunns are happy Lincoln got that catch. We got lots more emails to get to in a moment. And Mr. Pentor sends it short, taken at the 20-yard line. And coming around to the right side, past the 25, out past the 30. And a tough run for Princeton. And they'll take over down by 4 touchdowns. 6:56 to go until halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great treat to look forward to at halftime because there are no bands here. That means you get to listen to Kenny and I talk for a really long time at halftime.
I thought you were going to talk to Dr. Crawford.
Well, there is always the chance for the special guest interview. That is true. But we are bandless today, but we are not halftime-less today. So there's some airtime going to be filled here in a little while. 1st and 10 from the 32. Panthers take the handoff, and that is Dade on the carry.
Caleb on the big tackle there.
Picked up Nunyo.
And the throw down.
6:40 and counting. First half. All right, we do have the Coach Russell World Series report in a moment. 2nd down and 10, throwing a little seam route into traffic, incomplete pass, almost picked off by Jacob Fields, incomplete. That was intended for Layden McKinney. 3rd and 10. There's Secreto. Maybe he's the one that got a hand on it.
Yeah, he's the one that didn't come up with the interception there.
There he is. That's a cool shot there for all the Secreto fan club right there on the camera. 6:28 to go until halftime. Here's 3rd and 10. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Ratliff, here's Secreto on a blitz. Ratliff throws it, and it's an incomplete pass. There was Packard on the coverage, and it was intended for C.J. Bruce. Incomplete. Punt time for the Panthers. Is Coach Crawford here as well? Does he know the cookies are here? No? Okay. Paul hasn't shared with him. Okay. All right.
See if the Cardinals go after this one.
That's a short drop, as I mentioned earlier. That's only about a 8 or 9 yard drop for the punter, and it's going to be a very short kick. Does get a Panther roll. and go out of bounds. Cardinals take over at their 36. Halfway through the second quarter, Cardinals lead 28-0. This is the last ever regular season home game here at Cardinal Stadium, where we sit right now. Welcome back to our booth. Trey Graham, Coach Kenny Deal. There's Ross Graham. Dr. Debbie's over here. John Graham's back there. Paul Anderson's back there with the cookies. And we welcome you back. This is the last ever regular season game in this stadium. We're in the year 2022. We began playing football here 2004. Ham takes the snap, has time. Going to throw it. Got a wide open receiver again. Drops it in the bucket. Carson Maynard, easy throw and catch. 64 yards. Touchdown Cardinals, one play and a touchdown.
Maynard's just become just a lethal weapon out there on offense. That tandem between Ham and Maynard's been pretty awesome this year. They're just growing week by week and just pretty consistent. Whenever you want to hook up with Carson, he's going to be open, get his hands on, it's going to be caught, hit him in stride then for the touchdown.
Ham's fourth touchdown of the day. He came into the game with 25 touchdown passes on the season. Now that's up to 29. There is the Pintor kick. It is good. Cardinals lead 35-0. We mentioned that the new stadium's underway. We'll talk stadium talk after you get to see a great shot of this Ham throw. Steps up, stays calm, throws an easy post route, drops it in the bucket. Maynard with a step. Almost ran over the back judge, Todd Cathcart there. Touchdown Cardinals, and there's Javon Smith to celebrate with Mr. Maynard.
That was, really successful there where Ham just had nobody near him.
Nice job by the line.
Yeah, offensive line giving great protection.
So we'll talk about this at halftime because, as we said, we're going to have a little bit of opportunity to chat. What the first ever regular season football game was, way back in history. And we're going to delve into the archives at halftime. Pintor with a kick. It'll be fair caught by the Panthers. They'll take over near their 27-yard line, down by 5 touchdowns. The Ohio State University leads Penn State 16-14. Early fourth quarter. 16-14 in the fourth quarter shows you they don't play in the Big 12. Coach Barry Russell said the Astros lost 6-5 last night at home. They were up 5-0, and they lost to the Phillies. Phillies are hot, he says, going in, but he says Astros in 6 games. You going to go with that?
I'm not going to go against. I'm not going to go against the Hall of Famer.
I think that's a good move. All right, Ratcliffe rolls to his right, and there's the sack by Otluski. Is that a general principle of yours, not to go against the opinion of Hall of Famers?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't want to upset any of our listeners.
Especially the Hall of Famers?
If you're listening from Princeton, I don't mind that at all.
Okay. That's 5 touchdowns, actually, for Ham, not 4 tonight, so he's up to 30 on the year. And there's the handoff for the Panthers after the sack, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long for Princeton. That's Self on the carry. Stros in 6, says Coach Barry Russell. If you have an opinion different from that.
I think they did prove they were the best baseball team all through the season, did the Astros. So.
MCNR at melissaisd.org. 3rd down and 11. Ratcliffe going to look to his left, throwing a dig route into traffic, incomplete pass. There's Mr. Stoutenborough, the intended receiver, incomplete pass. 4th down and punt time for the Panthers.
Cox on the coverage.
Nice job there by junior number 31, Paxton Cox. You're always welcome to say Go Black Knights, beat Air Force for this Saturday's game as well, a week from today. And we invite you and your family to our church home on Sunday morning, which happens to be tomorrow. Go to firstmelissa.com. That punt is almost blocked, and there was contact with the kicker, but the referee says the ball was touched by the rusher, which means you can blast him if you want to, and it's no penalty. Short kick, the Cardinals will take over on the plus side of the 50. Join us at First Melissa tomorrow, 9 a.m. or 10:15 a.m. in person. Online worship every Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Go to firstmelissa.com to find out more. Because everybody wants to listen to me on Saturdays for football and Sundays for church, Coach. You know that's what.
Jason. Yeah, that's Jason Cave, I believe, that you're going to see on this replay that got just right up the middle, the rush right up the middle.
Great effort. Great camera work by our folks in the truck. Throw the swing pass out to the left side to Clark Packard, and he'll have a nice gain on first down.
Clark's another one of our running backs. If you give him a seam and let him get to his full stride, it's going to be hard to catch.
2nd and 6. They're going to give it to Packard this way. Turns the corner, picks up the first down and more, shows some good speed. He's a member of that 4x100 state championship track team. So he's got speed to take it to the house. He'll check out, and Curry will check into the running back spot. First down at the 26-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go until halftime. Cardinals lead 35-0. And Bishop Curry, straight up the middle of the field, picks up right at the sticks for 10 yards. And they're going to say first down Cardinals now at the 16.
Offensive line is really dominating the front four of Princeton.
4:20 to go in the half. Throwing it out to the left side is going to be caught by Javon. Makes a man miss. Takes it straight into the pylon. Touchdown. That's 6 touchdown passes in the first half for Trevor Ham. And Javon Smith has another touchdown, and he learned his lesson. He runs that ball over and hands it nicely to the umpire and says, "Good afternoon, sir," and then gets out of the way. Swinging gate play. They're going to throw it to the big man, the kicker, with a 2-point play and a catch. Aiden Pintor, the big fella, number 90. His career highlight, he's made 7,000 PATs, but he catches a 2-point play, and he's really happy right now.
He will kick this next kickoff out of the end zone, I promise you.
Watch it. Here's Maynard, the holder, who stands up, throws a good ball, and there's the kicker, sees it in. Fade route by the kicker. 2 points is good.
What an athlete number 90 is.
Kickers are people too, Coach. Don't forget that. 43-0. You know what he's going to vie for, right?
Player of the game.
Offensive player of the game. That's what he's going to try for right there, because he caught 1 2-point play. There he is. Big smile on his face. Kicker number 90.
I promise you, if they let him kick this, it's going to go over everyone's head.
Coach Jason Russell, that's Coach Russell Jr., when we were loitering earlier, was commenting on what a great season Pintor's
He's
had.
having tremendous.
But I think he meant as a kicker, not a receiver. Here's going to be the short kick, and the Panthers will take it at the 30-yard line. And they'll come out on offense. All right, camera folks, there's Pintor picking up the tee. Watch him come back to the sidelines here. Here he comes. Made out of joking right there to greet him. Pintor getting the love on the sideline.
That was fun.
There he is. There he is. With a big smile still on his face. You know what he's going to do? He's going to go to Coach Jason Russell. He's going to say, "Coach, I told you I was open."
Shout out to his grandparents, Ishmael and Estella Lopez.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off. They've got a little bit of a hole, and then Packard and Finan right there. There he is. Still got a big smile on his face. Kicker getting the love on the sideline. "Coach, I told you I was open. I'm open every time." Just like all receivers say. 2nd down and 7. So you said you always take the word of a Hall of Famer. I want to tell you, if you're a quarterback, don't take the word of a receiver, because they're always open, they say. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. 3.5 minutes to go. Cardinals up by a lot. 2nd and 7. They're going to run the ball going left to the Panthers. And there's Jason Cave in on the tackle. That's Dade on the carry.
Good job of filling that hole, did number 33, Cave. Solid senior linebacker.
Jason Cave and Jacob Fields. 3rd and 7 from the 37.
Great job by our kicker. 3rd and 7. Snap is back, throwing it out to the right side. It's going to be caught.
There's finding again.
Yep. Third down. Play stops short. It's going to bring up 4th and 3. And see what Coach Chandler chooses to do. He sends out the punt game again.
Trey, if I can take a second, quick shout out to our student athlete players of the weeks, sponsored by George James Realty and Grant James. Mackenzie Davis representing the girls volleyball team, and Owen Hollenbach, someone you got to meet last week, is one of the players of the week. Number 78, sophomore offensive lineman.
There's a punter who took his time to kick that football away. Fields actually gets to return this one, but good coverage by the Panthers.
You know, he did that, Trey. You know, he held the ball a good solid at least two full seconds. I would say Melissa didn't have a rush on. Might have been 3 seconds. And then kicked a high punt, but then their rush was not very strong going down. To get to number 8, Jacob Fields. But they did limit him to a very small gain.
All right. We just saw Aiden Pintor make the 2-point catch, and our friend Seth Pintor checks in on email right now, cheering on his brother. Ham throws it deep for Maynard. Oh, just beyond his grasp. Coverage there by Cam Drake. And we have a clarification. Coach Russell Sr. says, I'm not actually in the Hall of Fame yet. I will be inducted in January. Well, so.
Coach, you're there, buddy.
2nd down and 10, rolling to his left, throwing it, and it's going to be caught by Gunnar Wilson for a loss of yardage. So you would call him a Hall of Famer elect.
Yes.
But we'll just go with the Hall of Famer. 3rd and 11. Clock rolling, 90 seconds to go. There's Gunnar Wilson coming out of the game. And 3rd and 12, we'll call it. Ham has pressure, rolls to his left, throws it left. Caught by Dunn, short of the sticks. Inbounds, clock is rolling. 1:12.
Lincoln Dunn.
4th and 3, 3 yards to go from the 33.
Keep the offense out there. Ham's going to pull the ball, run the ball, and not get the first down. Panthers will take over with 50 seconds to go until the halftime break. Cardinals lead 43-0. So hello to Seth Pintor, former Cardinal. Cheering on Aiden Pintor, who made a good catch. Andy Graham checks into the booth. Dr. Debbie, are you here on official business, or is this just a social call? Okay. Loitering, that's been the theme of the day. All right. 32-yard line, 1st down. Ratliff. Oh, flea flicker play. They throw it out to the left side into traffic, incomplete pass. Lots of Cardinals on the coverage, intended for Layden McKinney. Stop the clock, 46 seconds to go. Cardinals defense has 2nd down and 10. Got lots more emails to get to in a moment. Ratliff hands the ball to Self going left. He'll pick up about 3. Clock rolling until timeout is called.
Jason Kay and Hayden Solomon.
Here's the previous play where Ratliff had such great pressure. Solomon right there in his face. Throws it into traffic. There's Cox on the coverage along by Packard. And we do have a timeout on the field. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Kirk Jack says, good afternoon, go Cardinals and Boomer Sooner. Hello, Mr. Jack. There's 3rd down and 8 play. Two receivers right. Ratliff looks to his right, throws an out route to Mr. Stoutenborough, but the receiver went in, the quarterback threw it out, incomplete pass, 4th and 8. Field goal from here would be about 48 yards. So the base offense stays out there for Coach Urban Chandler and the Panthers. 25 seconds on the game clock. 4th and 8. Stoutenborough, just because you got a cool name. Ratliff looks, throws it down the left side, and it's going to be an incomplete pass that was intended for McKinney, but he didn't even look back
No, he did
for
not.
the ball. Stop the clock with 20 seconds remaining. Ball goes over on downs. Cardinals offense has 20 seconds, 3 timeouts, and a 43-point lead.
So let's take a knee and get to halftime here.
First and 10 Cardinals at their own 30-yard line, and it is indeed victory formation, the first half variety, and Trevor Ham takes a knee, which will end the first half. Your final score after 2 stanzas of play: Melissa 43 and Princeton 0. Trevor Ham 17 of 24 passing, 258 yards, 6 touchdowns. He had a game earlier this year where he threw for 8 in a game. He's got 6 today. I think it's neck and neck right now. Player of the game could be the 6-touchdown quarterback or the 2-point conversion kicker right now.
Yes,
Coach.
sir.
But that's your decision. You got to make that. The pressure's on.
He's 5 for 5 on PATs and
That's
then
true.
1 2-point conversion. So he's kind of right there on the same
That's
stats.
true. The stat line is right there together. Leading rusher is he's the second leading rusher. Connor Betts is. Bishop Curry leads with 55 yards on the ground. Those touchdown passes, 1 to Gunnar Wilson, 1 to Carson Maynard, 2 to Javon Smith, 1 to Lincoln Dunn, 1 to Jackson Ford. Great job, stat man Ross Graham. It is halftime. Everybody's going into the locker room. Cardinals lead 43-0. This is the Melissa Cardinals Network, and we will be right back.
The way Sewell treats me is, I feel important. I feel like I'm in first-class service each and every time I come to Sewell. I will always drive a Sewell.
Discover our wide variety of new and certified pre-owned vehicles at Sewell Cadillac or SewellCadillac.com.
In the end, it's not the politician that builds this country. It's the entrepreneur, carrying the world's largest economy on their shoulders, putting Americans back to work. Really, they're the only ones who ever could. We've always been the entrepreneur's bank, for the century behind and the century ahead. Vista Bank. Entrepreneurs banking entrepreneurs since 1912.
Melissa Cardinals Network, it's halftime. Your Melissa Cardinals lead Princeton 43-0. Welcome into our booth. This is Trey Graham, Coach Kenny Deal. There's Ross Graham. There's John Graham back there. There's other people. Andy Graham's right there. Paul Anderson, Dr. Debbie's over here trying to avoid the camera. And we are glad you are here. We welcome you back to our booth. Coach, you're a coach, so you have to be able to find some critique, because that's what you people do. Is there's always something to improve on, right? Almost a perfect half.
Almost. So, early in the game, there's a couple of pre-snap penalties where we jumped off sides. So you can always come up with something, sir.
Didn't score on the first drive of the game.
First 2.
Right?
Actually, it took us 3 drives there. So we do have penalties. We have 7 penalties. You can clean that up for sure. We don't have a sack yet today on the defensive side of the ball. So so it seems like, maybe you can pick up that intensity on the defensive side, but it's tough. Again, we're playing and we're doing something we don't normally do. I'm playing on a Saturday, and after, we were almost here for the same amount of time. I got home about 9:30 last night, and from 2 minutes of action. So, everything's kind of different today. So you just try to go in here, and who knows? Is probably in the back. Are we going to have a running clock here in the second half? Are we going to score 75 points to have bookends? That I was kind of joking.
We were going there.
Joking about.
I told
because I am not.
I told the audience this is Last scheduled regular season varsity football game in this stadium, and I told you we would go back to the archives, and Kenny has been waiting all season to talk about the fact that in the first ever regular season game played on September 3rd, 2004, right here in this stadium, Coach Rick Gagarin apparently doesn't understand the concept of brother-in-lawing, because the final score was Melissa Cardinals 75, Red Oak Crusader Academy 0.
Correct.
And by my limited amount of research, I don't believe Red Oak Crusader Academy still exists anymore. And I'm not going to say that Coach Gagarin killed Red Oak Crusader Academy. I'm just going to say it was 75-0 the first game ever played.
I understand. And you know, in the early stages, you play who you can schedule and you can get. The very first game was against a Christian school out of Rockwall. So we did travel to Rockwall that first week. And again, to everyone listening, that varsity team consisted of freshmen and sophomores.
That was right after, if you're not a long-time
so
Melissa
we
person,
played
first time right when the high school opened.
Yes, sir. We played a district schedule, a UIL district schedule. Varsity schedule was with freshmen and sophomores, and just missed the playoffs. I think we might have finished third in the district that year. So that was a very talented group of young men. That sophomore group there, that opening year, in their senior year, they went 3 rounds deep in the playoffs with really a full varsity roster with experience. So that was a very fun team to watch, as they progressed through that time there.
It was Rockwall Christian Academy, the first game ever played. Melissa lost 21-7, going on to a 4-6 record overall, 1-5. But the first victory and the first home game right here in Cardinal Stadium, 75-0 was the score. And so, Coach, you've been waiting all year long to try to.
I guess I was definitely wrong on that. So you corrected me on that. So that would have been their junior years where they just missed out on the playoffs.
They played this schedule in 2004. Rockwall Christian Academy, Red Oak Crusader Academy, I Am That I Am Academy. I mean, I like Yahweh. It's Hebrew. It's Bible, but I've never heard of the school. Life Charter Academy, Rivercrest, Celeste, Wolf City, Cumbie, Detroit, and at Quinlan Bowles. And, Coach, I'm thankful that we don't have to go to Cumbie for football games anymore.
I understand. Detroit's even further.
That's Detroit, Texas. So we've been looking forward to the last ever regular season game. We think we're going to have a playoff game here in 2 weeks, so it's not the last game ever. But the last regular season game, 75-0. So, Coach, in case you didn't look at my paper.
I did.
All right. 75 points. Biggest margin of victory ever for the Cardinals and most points scored ever for the Cardinals.
Correct.
What is second most points scored in a game? Here's the answer, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there. There's the boss man. Fred's in here, too. We got to get to him.
I don't.
Take your
let's
time,
give.
though.
I'm going to say 63.
That would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th best. And the Cardinals have done that twice. Over Frisco High School and over Van Alstyne, they've scored 63 points. Coach, your memory.
69.
No, sir. They've never scored that. Against Ranchview last year. 70-0.
That's okay.
Second most points scored, second largest margin of victory. Beyond that, 68 points scored against Sanger. 67 over Prime Prep. Old Dion was in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't here back in the day when Dion came.
Have I ever told you that Dion's staff broke one of my windows that cost me $8,000 to replace, and they didn't?
You've never said it on the air, but you've told me like
all right.
1,000 times. Yes.
So while everybody's praising Dion across America, just know that he did damage to
Game
a
day
high
is
school.
at Jackson State. You're going to throw him under the bus on the day he's at game day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dion Sanders, please write a check to Melissa ISD, care of Coach Kenny Deal, for the window replacement fund.
I lied on that as well, on the cost of that.
So you're saying it was at least $8,000?
At least, yes.
And you're still a little hot?
Yes.
Okay,
and what year was that?
Well, Craig in the truck says sell a necklace, and Dion can cover the bill. So, as I was saying, when Prime Prep Academy came here, wherever our camera wants to shoot down there to the south end zone, there's nothing to look at over there now. But That's the north, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. The south's the other way. That's where Dion would park, not the team bus, but his personal bus. Is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah, his personal bus would sit right there. There we go. We're moving south, but we're not there yet on the camera. So Dion would park his personal bus over there because Prime Prep Academy was the name of his school, obviously, Prime. And so right over there is where Dion would park his personal bus. And so Melissa scored 67 points over Prime Prep, 66 over Bells, 65 over Stephenville, which is when we beat Stephenville in
Correct.
2020. They
Correct.
beat us last year in 2021. 63 over Frisco, 62 points over Dallas Carter, which might be something you would have never guessed a few years ago. There's the south end zone. We just had it on camera. Right there it is, right there. See where that big open space is? That's where the personal, see that car driving? There you go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's where the Dion personal bus would sit. And the personal bus sat there when he broke Coach Deal's window, and you've already heard all about that. So we welcome you back into the booth. 75-0 was the first ever regular season game here. So, Coach Deal, are we going to best that
I don't
tonight?
think so. Again, let me backtrack a little bit too. There, that I'm all about sportsmanship, and this you got to try to keep the game
Unless
under
it's Red
control.
Oak Crusader Academy.
Again, that was Trey. They might have had 13 players that day. Traveled with their parents.
Someday when we have
so-
like another 28-minute halftime
Yes.
to fill, we're going to go back in the history books and talk about when Melissa High School started. And, you know, you had, when I came here, which was after you
Yeah,
came
and
here.
I'm talking about the Crusaders only had
I understand,
that. Yeah,
but
yes,
I'm
sir.
saying that Melissa ISD only went to 8th grade.
Correct.
And a lot of newbies around here might not know that Melissa High School only went to 8th grade. And if you were a Melissa ISD student and you were about to start 9th grade, you could choose, right? You could go to Anna High School or McKinney High School. And then eventually the school board and everybody decided, and this town voted and all that stuff, to open a high school. So you opened a high school with only 9th graders.
Correct.
And you added a grade a year until you finally got to the first graduating class. That's when people like Colton Deal were in school. Was he the first class?
No, sir. He was a freshman on that senior class, that first senior class.
Okay.
So that he did make varsity his freshman year, and so he was part of that group. And that team that I said went 3 rounds deep in the first round upset a very good Gunter team in the first playoff game there that year.
We are going to invite the big shot, Fred, to come in here to the microphone right now. He's usually the guy that's pushing all the buttons and everything, but we're going to make him talk because, 28 minutes of halftime to fill. And so, Fred, welcome to the booth. Fred Garner of Game On Sports. Do you know how to do this? Or you ever done this
I
before?
do know how to do most of this stuff, but I'm trying to forget so that I can have other folks and our students here take over all this stuff. Yeah, so that's what I learned a long time ago in a little small production that
Called Monday Night Football?
Yeah, used to be Monday Night Football. I was with them for about 15 years, and that's where I cut my teeth on all of this. And that's where, in my estimation at that time and even still now, was the best production in the business. And I tell folks now, if you want to watch Monday Night Football, it's on Sunday nights now on NBC instead of ABC.
That's true. Because all the people went over there.
That's right. Yeah, my whole crew moved.
I'm going to let you brag on the Melissa Cardinals Network. Dr. Debbie's over here. You know
Yes.
Randy Craman.
Oh, yeah.
You get a chance to brag. You're the pro trying to teach us how to do this job.
Well, I'm trying.
But
I tell
way
you what,
to go,
though.
Cardinals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I keep thinking that I'm going to roll over and wake up here any minute now because this just seems like a dream for me in Game On. Coming here and partnering with you guys has been one of the most pleasurable experiences of my professional career, honestly. And it's given some opportunities to some youngsters that will help them realize their dreams. And that just warms my heart like you wouldn't believe. And the professionalism and the hospitality that we've received from the staff and just the excitement and enthusiasm to create this program. Debbie and Duke and Becky, all of those folks that we've been in touch with and in contact with to develop this program have just been unbelievable. I mean, it's been a really, really great experience, and I'm loving every minute of it.
And explain the goal. The goal is, of course, to get football on the air. We got lots of football fans, as we know, from all over the country. The goal is to get football on the air, but beyond that, your goal is to mentor, to train students.
Yeah, that's sort of the secondary thing here for me is, we usually come into a school and just take over doing the production. And, we try to do what we do and do it the best that we can. But we've discovered early on in our talks that one of the bigger goals and what ended up being the bigger focus for me is to take the youth that's coming through the middle school and the high school and start getting them trained up to do these jobs that we need. Because when COVID hit, we suddenly ended up with this void, because a lot of the folks that are my age that were in the business, they either retired or they went in a different direction because stuff wasn't happening. And then all the youth that was coming up, they had to pivot and go somewhere else because there wasn't an opportunity. And so now, because of that, for 2 years, we've had like sort of a void now of talent. We lost the upper end and we lost the lower end. So now we're trying to come back and fill that void with new talent. And so what we've done here with Melissa is we've created a situation where we can mentor these kids. We can give them a internship. We can give them real world experience, with a real production company that's away from the classroom environment. Because in the classroom, especially here, the classroom environment is really great. But, from somebody like me, when I see a kid who says, well, I was in the AV class at school, and, oh, okay, that's great, but what can you really do? But when some kid can say, hey, call Fred at Game On, and he'll tell you how good a job I did, and you can put that on his resume, someone like me takes that a lot more serious, and that carries a lot more weight. And so we're creating that opportunity and providing that resume entry that those kids can use. And so, we're taking those kids, giving them those opportunities, and we're also creating situations where we might actually have a scholarship for one of these kids already at the University of North Texas, which is another place where we get interns from and kids. And I went up there a few weeks ago and talked to a couple of the classes at University of North Texas. And one of the things that I told them was, you guys better step it up, because I've got middle schoolers in Melissa that are already starting to come up, and I've got high schoolers there that are already starting to take the jobs that you guys are in school to do. So I said, you guys in college here are kind of behind the 8 ball. You need to kick it up a notch. But yeah, it's been, like I said, that part of it has really brightened my life a lot. And coming
We're going to get to see a package that the high school students put together in just a moment.
Nice.
My last question for Fred Garner of Game On Sports. What did you think you would find in Melissa, and what did you find in Melissa?
Well, you know what? I've done a lot of stuff in small towns. I didn't expect what I'm having here. Like I said, I didn't expect, and it's not like it was a negative or anything. It's just that you kind of set your expectations of what you think you're going to walk into in a situation. And we've, the funny thing is we've shot Pee Wee ball on this field for years, because we've filmed the Pee Wee teams, the 3rd through 6th grade Pee Wee teams for years on this field. So I kind of associated with that. And I thought, okay, well, maybe that's kind of what we're going to be walking into. And, and I knew a few of the coaches and stuff like that, but I did not expect the hospitality, the warmth, and the love that I've gotten from Melissa. So, yeah, and like I said, what we've received here is way beyond my expectations.
Well, we're glad to work with you.
Well,
thank you for being here, Melissa.
Thank you.
We're going to take you back to the truck to let you watch one of those features put together by the Melissa High School AV students, and we'll come back. It's halftime. Melissa leads Princeton 43-0. Good evening and welcome back to the Melissa Cardinals Network. This is Trey Graham and Coach Matt Nally. We're joining you from the film room here in the Championship Center as we are bringing you part of our pregame show here. The Melissa Cardinals hosting the Princeton Panthers on homecoming night. Coach Nally, there's all kinds of people and dresses and suits and ties and sweaty people hugging people with suits and ties on and all kinds of homecoming stuff.
Homecoming is such a fun time of year. You know, it makes you think about, you know, for me as a player, you go back in time and you can really be nostalgic with when you were a player, and you get to see people that you might not have seen in a while, and you know, you think about those moments that you had with each other, and it's just a special time. And as a coach, it's a prideful moment because you get to see all these people who have invested so much time in being a Melissa Cardinal. That might be a football player, a cheerleader, a band member, whatever the case may be, and they've come back to kind of show that they still have that Melissa pride. So homecoming is such an awesome time, and you know, it's Melissa, Texas, so we're going to do it right.
Did you graduate from Frankston?
I did. I'm a Frankston graduate.
Have you ever been to a Frankston homecoming?
No, sir. I've never.
Okay.
I did.
So all that stuff you just said?
Yeah.
Not so much Frankston?
So I did in college, and then after college, you know, I was working. So and then, you know, it's football coach. You don't get the weekend off, so you don't get to go, and you don't get Friday nights off either. So, but no, sir, I have not.
Okay, and you always want to win every game. You especially want to win homecoming. You happen to have the Princeton Panthers in town for homecoming this week.
Right. You know, and the thing is, and I said on your show earlier in the week, when I got here, it was such a big rivalry. And I remember when I was going to college, I would drive through 380 in Princeton, like it didn't exist, you know, and when I got here, people.
Neither did Melissa. Yeah.
But when I got here, people were talking about that rivalry. So I just thought it was really neat. And then my second year we got to play them, and then my third year we got to play them again. And you could feel it. You could feel that rivalry when we played them both times. And I just thought, man, what an awesome opportunity for us to play. And it's been a while, but for us to play, we're in the same district. And it's kind of like that rivalry's kind of shifted to maybe Argyle, or, you know, it's always going to be there with Salina, but it's might have shifted a little bit. And, you know, for me personally, I like those games. I like rivalry games, and I kind of wanted to kind of spark it back up. So I thought homecoming would be a way to kind of spark that rivalry back up.
It is a 5-year wait since the last played Princeton back in 2017. We mentioned on the Cardinal scoreboard show that all-time record between the two teams is 2-2 overall. And we're going to focus for the next couple minutes on two of your very best players, very best defenders, who happen to play similar positions on the D-line, Caleb Botlewski and Nigel Smith. They are both Melissa Cardinals, and they are both soon to be Division I football players.
Correct. You know, the crazy thing is when recruiters show up, they don't know the difference between Caleb and Nigel because they look very similar in their pads and they're walking around. If they didn't have an 18 or a 2 on their chest, you might not know who they were. The best thing about those kids is their work ethic is going to be unmatchable to other people, and they're just so physical in what they do. Now, they are large people. But at the end of the day, there's no one that's going to be 6'5.5" and weigh 270 pounds and be able to run like Nigel runs. There's no one going to be 6'4¼ and 225 pounds and be able as athletic as Caleb Botlewski. Case in point, he blocks that pass in the Greenville game and he intercepts it. Right. So there's just so many things that those guys do, that they're such big people, and people don't think if you're that big that you should be that athletic. And those kids are super athletic. So super, you know, obviously I'm going to be blessed that they're Melissa Cardinals, but they're just great people. And that's the thing about Melissa. Melissa does a great job raising kids because we do not have bad kiddos. And that's the thing about, you know, when the season's over with and Caleb does graduate, is that piece of he's such a sweet kid. And, you know, on Friday night, you don't see that. You just see the aggressor guy. But he is such a sweethearted kid. And Nigel's the same way. Today in practice, or this week in practice, he's coaching kids. And that's the thing about it, that those leaders, and I talked about Jake later or early in the year on this show, but that is the depiction of a leader when they're coaching their teammates. And Nigel and Caleb both do that. And but you can't ask for better kids, and I'm glad that they're on our team and we don't have to game plan for them.
Well, I was going to ask you that because Caleb is a senior, Nigel is a junior, but you know that the other side is trying to figure out all the time, where's Otluski, where is Nigel Smith? So you've got what you call the chess match.
Right.
They're trying to attack or stop the attack of those two.
Right.
You've got to counterplay that. What's the strategy?
So the defensive staff does a really good job of, there's sometimes if you watch, Caleb and Nigel on the same side. And then you'll watch, they'll be split. And it's based off formation, boundary, field, what situation you're in, that they are in that situation. But the thing is for me personally, if I was a player and I looked up and Nigel and Caleb were on my same side, I would be struggling with what I'm fixing to do. But that's the chess piece, is every offensive coordinator, if it's just one kid, you can do things by reading him or trying to get a double on him or whatever, the chip in or something like that, just to help out a little bit. But when it's two kids, it becomes a little bit more difficult, and how you're trying to do things, because everything's about getting to the second level. And when you're facing a Nigel or an Otluski, you have to make sure you're taking care of the first level first. So those kids do an awesome job, because Nigel Smith, there's games this year that he's taken on 3 guys, which frees other people up. But, when you're taking on 2 or 3 guys every game, and, you're going to get held every game, and you're going to get, because everybody wants to say, man, I got that kid, and you're going to get everyone's best. So for them to be as successful as they've been, in the situation they've been, speaks of volumes of who they are.
This is part of our pregame show here on the Melissa Cardinals Network in partnership with our friends at Game On Sports. We have the kickoff coming up, the starting lineups coming up soon. Thank you for joining us. We'll take a break and we'll be back after this. That was our pregame show that was played yesterday before we got postponed due to lightning. And here you get to see some highlights of the homecoming celebration that occurred last night, and you see it's indoors. They moved the homecoming festivities inside due to all the weather, and we want to say congratulations to the homecoming king, Trevor Gooseby, right there, big number 70 is announced as the homecoming king for Melissa High School, and then Sydney Freeland is about to be crowned. There she is, crowned as the homecoming queen for Melissa High School 2022. So congratulations to those 2 young people. Coach, lots of happy folks. Always enjoy the festivities of homecoming.
Absolutely. It's always a fun week for the students. I'm not sure how much fun it is for the staff. It's always a crazy week, but it is always, a traditionally fun week for the staff. And just real quick, Trey, we had a tremendous homecoming parade that was just, if you want to go check out the bat drone, he did an excellent job of filming that. Big turnout, and so just a full week of homecoming festivities. And but again, as a coaching staff, you're ready for that week to be over with, and so they can focus on Lovejoy next week.
The teams are making their way back out on the field. You see the Cardinals right there, just came through their inflatable tunnel. And the Panthers will be coming out in just a moment. It's almost time to resume play. The third quarter will get underway in a moment. Cardinals do lead 43-0 in the next to last regular season game. The last regular season game here in this stadium. Next Friday night, we hope you'll be by the channel. 7 o'clock pregame show, 7:30 kickoff. Cardinals will be on the road against the Lovejoy Leopards in a district championship game. And again, it is going to be Friday evening next week. It was originally scheduled for Thursday, but was moved back a day due to our postponement of this game. So welcome to Friday night football again next week, as we're on Saturday afternoon football right now. Lots of emails coming in to the email address mcnr@melissaisd.org. Jim and Gwen Benson are watching from the state of Washington. Those are the grandparents of two coaches, Ryan Hamilton and Casey Hamilton. They said we want to show you our appreciation for the AV team. They do a great job. We really love the replays. Thank you. From the Bensons in the state of Washington. And we have another email from Dr. John Majors and Liz Majors are watching in Arkansas. Another parents and family of coaches. As the third quarter gets underway, Pintor, the man who caught the two-point play, kicks off. It's going to be fair caught by the Panthers. They'll have the football, trailing the Cardinals 43-0. And the reason they have 43 instead of 42 on those 6 touchdown passes from Trevor Ham is they made a 2-point conversion when Carson Maynard, the holder, threw a fade route to the kicker. Looked it in, tucked it away.
In, yeah, an instant smile where the ball hits his hands.
Way to go, Mr. Pinto. First down and 10, Panthers at their own 28-yard line. Down big, and they'll start the half by handing the ball off. Going left is Bryce Dade, and it's going to be a gain of about 4 yards. Second down coming up. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, the Black Knights Army's not in action today. You're not going to interfere with your schedule by watching Melissa Cardinals football. Black Knights are in action next Saturday. Hand the ball off to Dade again, going right, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short. The Ohio State University with the lead and the ball late 4th quarter.
Nigel Smith on that last stop.
3rd and 3. Trips left. And Braden Ratliff, quarterback. There's Secreto on the blitz, and he's going to be in there along with Nigel Smith on the tackle. And it's going to bring up 4th down.